A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. When the Pharisees and some of the scribes who had come from Jerusalem gathered around Jesus, they noticed that some of his disciples were eating with defiled hands, that is, without washing them. For the Pharisees and all the Jews do not eat unless they thoroughly washed their hands, thus observing the tradition of the elders, and they do not eat anything from the market unless they wash it. And there are also many other traditions that they observe, the washing of cups, pots, and bronze kettles. So the Pharisees and the scribes asked him, "Why do your disciples not live according to the tradition of the elders, but eat with defiled hands?" Jesus said to them, "Isaiah prophesied rightly about you hypocrites. As it is written, 'This people honors me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. In vain do they worship me, teaching human precepts and doctrines.' You abandon the commandment of God and hold to human tradition." Then Jesus called the crowd again and said to them, "Listen to me, all of you, and understand there is nothing outside a person that by going it can defile, but the things that come out are what defile. For it is from within, from the human heart, that evil intentions come: fornication, theft, murder, adultery, avarice, wickedness, deceit, licentiousness, envy, slander, pride, folly. All these evil things come from within, and they defile a person." The Gospel of the Lord. My brothers and sisters, normally the start of the school year is a time of excitement for the students and parents. It is a time to embrace challenges. It is also a time of rules, regulations, and laws. There are also sorts of rules for the students, where they can and can't go, behavior in the classrooms, halls, etc. Rules regarding homework and tests, etc. Then there are the home rules mom and dad enforce to be sure the students get enough sleep and get their schoolwork done. The start of the school year also brings additional laws for the general public. There are traffic rules to abide by school zones and when school buses stop. There are also rules, regulations, and laws that guide our relationship with God. That is what today's readings are about. In Deuteronomy, the people are happy because the law allows them to follow their God. Moses told the people, "What great nation is there that has God so close to it as the Lord? Our God is to us whenever we call upon Him. Or what great nation has statutes and decrees that are as just as this whole law which I am setting before you today?" The ancient Hebrews always felt that the law was a blessing, a personal guide from the Almighty. In Mark, Jesus tells the scribes and Pharisees that they are hypocrites when they are more concerned about the law than the reason for the law. They are concerned with the way they wash their hands and cups and dishes because they were sanitary laws that needed to be followed. But they were not concerned with cleaning the evil within their hearts that was manifesting itself in theft, murder, adultery, greed, evil thoughts, etc. My brothers and sisters, We are tempted to take one of two extremes when it comes to following God's law. We can feel that there is no reason for any law governing our conduct and claim that we have the freedom to do whatever we want, whenever we want to do it, no matter what effect this has on our relationship with others or with God. The problem is that the person who claims to be free to do whatever he wants finds himself incapable of being free to love. And that is the only freedom that matters. For example, the person who cheats on his spouse and says, when caught, "Deal with it, I have a right to my own happiness," really isn't happy at all, but is in constant tension and battle with him or herself as well as others. When eventually the person realizes that he has lost his family or their respect or both, he then realizes that he has lost his happiness. Saint Pope John Paul II said that freedom of conscience is never freedom from the truth, but freedom in the truth. Jesus is the truth. The other extreme is the person who is concerned with the intimate following of the law as his or her way to win God's approval. We all tend to do this, as though our actions will make God happy. We really have everything in reverse. God loves us and showers us with His mercy and compassion. Our following of a moral life is our response to His love, not that which occasions His love. The second person judges everyone's relationship with God according to the way he or she is following the laws. He is absolutely convinced that he is better than everyone else. That is hypocrisy. Jesus did not die to create a society of better than thous. He died so that each of us can be better than we are. And here is where we have the beauty of our Catholic faith life, our Catholic morality. Our Catholic faith is profoundly realistic. It recognizes that we are human beings tempted to make bad as well as good choices. We believe that the Lord established the sacrament of penance, of forgiveness, not because we are so good, but because we all have tendencies to be so bad. There is an old expression which contains a great deal of wisdom. Be patient with me. God isn't through with me yet. He is not through with any of us, and will not be through until the time for our making free choices is over. It sounds like a contradiction, but the person who ignores the law of God and the person who thinks he can use the law of God to force God to reward him both make the same mistake. Their mistake is that neither recognizes their dependency on God. The first person thinks he has no need for God. The second person takes the power of God upon himself. My brothers and sisters, we can find God if we ignore His presence and live for ourselves. We can't find God if we are selfish and immoral. Both are the same. Nor can we find God if we think we can force His mercy by doing or avoiding some external actions, but remaining rotten within ourselves. Our focus needs to be on the mercy and compassion of God that we experience in Jesus Christ. We need Him. Nothing else matters. James, in the second reading, gets to the heart of how to live our faith. He says, "Religion that is pure and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to care for orphans and widows in their affliction, and to keep oneself unstained by the world. That's all you have to do to be tied to God. We just need to care for those who are helpless and avoid the defilement of the world. God will do the rest. May God bless you.